power. They are producing less than half of what Kenya is producing. But their market valuation is 200 billion Kenya shillings. There's another one called Transcorp Power. They produce less than half what Kenya is producing. But their value is 200 billion Kenya shillings. Meaning Kenyan, if we got a strategic investor, we could value Kenyan at more than 350 billion Kenya shillings. We don't need to invest 1 shilling in the budget. We need a strategic investor, comes with money, the government sits part of the 70%, remains with only 35%, value it correctly at 350 billion, all this money can come and produce double the capacity we have in Kenya. We will have spent no money, we will have generated much more energy than we need, and the more you produce, the less the uptake cost and price, and then we make our economy much better, much more recipient to anyone who would want to invest in a place that has abundant power. Very lastly, outside of the things I was doing, I think today I'm not to talk about shares. I talked about them last time. Just keep on investing in the areas that are important, not just land. Since we met in Mombasa, the reason I'm not talking about shares, that day Kenya Power, for example, was trading at 12 shillings. It is today trading at 18. I know some of you I talked to who actually bought that day, because I mentioned when we met in Mombasa, Equity Bank was then trading at around 60. Today it is 74 shillings. I'm not mentioning them to tell you to go and buy them. I'm mentioning to you so that you go and evaluate the companies listed in the NSC. NSC is still very undervalued. There are still very many opportunities in the NSC. Please, take advantage of such things, which you don't need to tire your mind too much. One afternoon is enough. You analyze, you make your decisions, you buy. And after you buy, the exit is quite simple. When you need money, you have it. Not just like the static wealth that we accumulate. I continue to say, as I told you last time, Safaricom is undervalued the way we are selling it, because I've told you the market is undervalued in Kenya. And we are doing a mistake as Kenya to sell Safaricom for 34 shillings. Last Friday, Safaricom was trading in the market at 34.25. Last Friday. But you are here selling to foreigners at 34. The company that was trading at 45 shillings in 2021, we are here selling it at 34 and expecting Kenyans to clap for us. That is the level of incompetence that Kenya cannot accept. This transaction, as I said the other day in a press conference, government has to revisit this transaction. And Vodacom, which is the parent of the buyers buying Safaricom, if there is any deal you have done with any government official, which is making Kenya lose over 100 billion, you are going to take the burden. The directors of Vodacom, I said, I'm waiting to see their response. Because I'll give Kenyans their phone numbers. If government cannot speak for us in the sale of Safaricom, Kenyans will directly speak to the directors of Vodacom, including the chairman and the CEO. Because there is no way I'll be here as an MP and as a leader. I have experience in the stock market. I know people are taking advantage of Kenya, and people tell me, oh, for political decency, you can't do that. Political decency when Kenya is losing 100 billion. What's Ikai? Are you getting me, my brothers and sisters? We have to do the right thing. If we get 100 billion more, Kenya builds more roads, we generate more electricity, and we lower the cost of education, Kenya becomes better. Education is my very, very last point. I told you, Kiharu, we are paying 500 shillings per term. I have been in my previous position. I know 100% Kenya is capable of offering free basic education, not tomorrow, today. Kenya has that capacity. And I'm saying several constituencies have already shown We are already doing it. And we are not throwing this ball to anyone. My proposal has been simple. NGCDF of Kiharu, like any other constituency, we started at 30 million shillings every constituency from our CDF. That will be 10 billion shillings. The counties, they also started at 10 billion out of the equitable share. And the national government, they may suspend renovating the offices every year. We raise 10 billion shillings. We need 30 billion shillings to make education in the senior secondary schools free and totally free, including the lunch program. So what is making Kenya to postpone such a program? I'm waiting for the budget making time. This is not an issue that requires a bill. It requires intervention at the budget level. We make this available. We provide quality education to Kenyans, and let it be. And as we continue expanding our infrastructure, the road and the rest, my request is one, as I sit. The government expanding roads is good, is even long overdue. But it must not be used. We come here to expand the Thika Road superhighway. We say we are building an expressway. It should be built because we pay taxes and fuel levy. But it must not be used by anyone, because I know the plan. The plan is to put up another lanes here, call them dual carriage, then purport to toll the road that was built by President Mwai Kibaki. If you are tolling the road, you toll the one you are going to build, or none at all. But the one we use for free, including the one that was built by President Mwai Kibaki, let no one dream that they are going to toll it, because you are not going to pay any toll on that road. The same with Mombasa Road. Infrastructure that was built by the previous governments, no one will come and put up tolls. If you want to toll Kenyans, if that is your inclination, do it on the roads you are building. The ones that were built by President Mwai Kibaki, we are going to use them for free, and anyone investing with that underscoring that they are being told to invest on Thika Road, and then they are going to toll the road we use for free. They must know. The same with Mombasa Road. The same with all the other roads. Our previous roads that we have been using for free, Kenyans will not accept to pay any toll on the roads that were built by the previous governments. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another round of applause for Mheshimiwa. Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. As you can see, I know you've taken a lot of notes, a lot of learning. Mheshimiwa, if I show you my book, so much. So this allows us now to go to the Q&A session, just to respond to the questions, to respond to the comments that came through, the learnings,